Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 222 Fast Chat. I'm McAdoo222, one of your hosts here on this Destiny 2 converse. I am accompanied by my good friend and co-host, Tfast.
Hey, what's up?
Tfast, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
That is excellent to hear. We have a substantial amount of topics to talk about, so let's get started. But first,
All right.
A popular Twitch streamer, has recently undergone a very unfortunate situation. Bikeman, like to send out my regards to Bikeman. He has had to have heart surgery recently, and just like to send out my regards to him before we start. So, Bikeman, hope you're doing well. Alright.
Alright,
Tfast. Where can people find you on social media?
Well, I am a very secluded person who put myself out there a lot of the time. So I do not have a Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or any of those because I'm a very secluded person. But since I put myself out there all the time, I do have a Twitter, which, since I rarely use it, I cannot tell you the name of at this current time. But I can tell you that I have a YouTube, and it is Tfast Faster. Pretty simple. And my Twitch is Tfast14. If you want to get in contact with me, the best way currently is either joining one of my streams and commenting and hoping that I see you within 5 minutes before you rage and leave. The other thing you can do is put a comment on one of my YouTube videos if you want. Not only does that support me, which I'm not asking for support, but I actually read them. So that is pretty easy way to get to me. It notifies me, which I might change eventually if I get big, because right now it's not a big deal to get like one YouTube notification every now and again. If I have like 50, there's no chance I'm going to be living like that. But the best way to get in contact with me is to either go into my Twitch chat, type the command !Discord and join my Discord through there, or any of my YouTube videos should have a link to my Discord there, and that is the absolute best way to get in contact with me. What about you, McAdoo?
You can find me on YouTube at McAdoo222TV, or you can find me on Twitch at McAdoo222. I stream occasionally. I am a PS4 streamer. Destiny 2 will be my main game when it releases. And I don't use Twitter very often. I don't use Instagram. Occasionally you'll find me on Steam if you message me. I have a Discord. Don't use it very often. Really, if you want to message me at my email at macadoo222@gmail.com, or you can message me on Twitch or YouTube. Really, that's about it.
Alright.
Destiny 1 experience. How many hours have you put in to Destiny 1, and when did you start playing?
You know, this is quite a funny story. Right now, as I'm trying to look up and see if Bungie actually has the hours on me, because I want to know if they have the correct ones, because I sure as heck did not really play that much in year one. Even though I got the game right after House of Wolves launch, I actually before that was on Xbox 360. So my majority of my games in my Xbox Live membership were still going on when I got my PS4, so I wasn't really super invested in any PS4 things because I didn't want to pay for a new experience. Like, okay, cool, I got a PS4, I got it for Batman Arkham Knight, favorite game of that time period of Tfast, and basically just kind of played the tutorial and one more mission of Destiny, and really didn't touch it again until sometime after the April update. I got into it. I can't even tell you how. Like, McAdoo had been pestering me to get on it for pretty much what had been 2 years, and for whatever reason I put it in, and I don't know why, because I didn't love the game. I wasn't an FPS person. I didn't ever play them, and then I put it in and I played it for a little bit, and I've been hooked ever since. So I just kind of haven't stopped since then. So like I've been playing throughout year 3 a lot. I am not nearly as good as he is, put it simply, but you're gonna find out just how good he is when he tells you once I'm done talking, which could be any second now. I'm not really sure when I'm gonna stop talking, but whenever that happens, you're gonna find out his experience. So yeah. But I'm not done talking yet, even though he was about to start. He was just like making sure that I. All right, I'm done.
All right.
But not really. Okay, actually, I'm done. You can start. I'm not gonna hog the limelight.
Okay.
Too much.
All right.
Just
all right. Okay, stop.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I started playing Destiny day 1 that it released, which I believe was September 9th, 2014. I think that's the right date. Yeah, I started playing day 1 it released. It was the most hyped game I've ever been hyped for, I'll tell you. And it didn't live up to the hype that I expected from it, but you know, that's just how it was. And I enjoyed it from the very start. It was the first FPS I've really ever played. So that first year, I played with my cousin, my brother, and I wasn't very good, to be completely honest. I really just kind of sat in the corner. If they died, I went and revived them. But I played all the time, so you know, I adapted. I grew a different range of skills. Eventually, I was able to start killing things. And after a year, and then 2, and then 3, I had accumulated over 41 hours in the game. Over 1,000. Or not 41 hours, I'm sorry. 41 days. And over 1,000 hours. 34 hours on my Warlock. And I love the game. At some points I hate the game. It's a struggle. It's a love-hate relationship. But the amount of time I've put into it, it never seemed right to just walk away from it. So I always got the DLCs, I always continued to play, and like Tfast says, I bugged him, tried to get him to play with me. Eventually, he broke and he came along and joined on this journey.
Well, I like I just said though, I don't know why I did. It wasn't him. Just okay, continue. Sorry.
That's about it. That's about it. Yeah. I started playing day 1, over 1,000 hours. That's about it.
I still don't have a game I have 1,000 hours on. That's an accomplishment right there.
It is
ladies
my
and
only
gentlemen.
game with over 1,000 hours on it.
I'm like scrolling through my Bungie.net and I can't find any hours. Like I don't know if I've played the game. You have my hours. Give them to me.
I researched and did your hours. You have about 19 hours, and I think it was, or 19, not 19 hours, 19 days.
19. I'm like, what the heck?
19 days and about 17 hours. I want to say it was about that.
Huh.
It was
okay.
around half the
that
time
sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. Now, 222 Fast Chat is not a Destiny 1 converse. It's not a Destiny 1 talk show. It doesn't have to pertain to Destiny 1. It is a Destiny 2 converse. Obviously, right now, Destiny 2 is yet to release. When it does, that's when we'll start talking more about it.
Oh!
We'll know more about it.
Sorry. I'm just excited.
You're excited?
That's all it was. I was just excited. I was like, yeah, I'm pumped up. Oh! No, that's not exactly what it was. I got a message and I got excited. Sorry.
It's alright. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay. The 222 Fast Chat, is a YouTube show. It will be, you can find it every Sunday. We will film Saturdays, Fridays, and it will be up to watch every Sunday. We will try to have one every week of Destiny 2, and we will go over topics that we've come across, things in the story mission that we've played, Crucible things, news for DLCs. If Xur happens to be in the game, which we will discuss later on in the show, we will go over what the vendors have that week. We will compare weapons and armor, mods, shaders, everything we've collected, accumulated. We'll tell funny stories, all sorts of stuff. And we'll keep you in the loop for what's going around currently in the Destiny 2 universe. And that's pretty much the show. That's what it will be. Every show will have a Destiny 2 trivia at the middle of every show, every episode, where I will ask Tfast a question based on Destiny 1, the game, Destiny lore, and maybe a few questions on Destiny 2. You never know.
God.
I like his
Destiny lore. Oh, jeez.
Better start
This
studying.
could be bad. Yep, I'm gonna go right now.
Get back here. Alright.
Put on my study tunes.
So that's the schedule. Normal length of the show. It depends, really. Topics, how we discuss them, how long we discuss them. It could length from 30 minutes to an hour. You never know. Depends on
Could
how
be
much...
24 hours. We have no clue at this point.
That's true. That'd be an interesting episode.
I mean, we might be doing this for a year, just straight.
Man, wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink, just
No.
pure talk show. Yep. We'll see how that goes.
I mean, it would legitimately be the death of us.
Yeah, it would. We would die for Destiny too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We'd definitely be putting in more than the hours we put in already.
Yeah, that's for sure. Jeez.
But yeah, that's the schedule. Every Sunday, 30 minutes to an hour. And yeah. So, Destiny 2 clans. Obviously, clans in Destiny 1 weren't exactly what players wished for. Destiny 2 clans seem to have more of a resonance in the game. They seem to have more of an impact and mean more. You can actually utilize your clans in the guided games to use in-game raid matchmaking, which was something I always hoped for in Destiny 1, which never arrived. So clans are very important. So it would only make sense that in our first episode, I would promote our upcoming clan in Destiny 2. The new clan name, Tfast, what was the clan name for years 1, 2, and 3 of Destiny 1 for our clan?
See, I would tell you, but since it had a spelling error in it, I never really understood how spelling-wise it was meant to be pronounced. I know what the word was supposed to be, but since that was taken, I mean...
Okay.
Got a lot of heat for that. Just saying. It was supposed to be the Suicide Squad, but it had like a weird I somewhere in it, I think.
Yes, it was pronounced S-U-I-S-I-D-E, and then S-Q-U-A-D-D, with 2 Ds. Of course, that was because someone already took it by the time I got into it. But, it will not be the case this time. Our clan, with...
When Destiny 2 releases, the first thing he's going to do is not play the game. It's going to be make a clan.
Actually, Tfast,
This way he...
on August 23rd, with the companion app update, Bungie.net
Oh, man.
is bringing the new clan feature. You will be able to add banners to your clan. You will be able to decide if it is a clan or a group, which mostly you're supposed to have already decided by now for your old clans from Destiny 1. A clan, it has all the features of guided games. It has a banner, description, a name, an abbreviation, and a group can have a larger number of player base than a clan can. I believe a clan can have 100 people, I want to say. Maybe it's less. While a group can have a much larger number. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it does not have access to guided games. But we will be doing a clan. It is Suicide Squad, but it will be completely redone. And the new name of our clan is the Paladins Emeriti of Ahamkara.
Oh.
It has to do with
like
Destiny 1 lore.
Oh, wait, what?
Created my own sort of fan-made lore, but it also pertains to the actual Destiny 1 story. Yeah. You will see more of that when the clan is created. I will keep you updated on Twitch and on YouTube, as well as Bungie.net. When after August 23rd, you can go on there and find it. The PlayStation Communities was an interesting addition by PlayStation. Would you say, Tfast?
Yeah.
Tfast has made raid communities for Destiny in the past. I haven't. I've only made one community. He was smarter than I was, and instead of using LFG, which was outdated, utilized the communities. How did that go? Did it work?
Well, let's put it this way. I now have a secondary PlayStation account because I have too many friends on my main account.
It worked, ladies and gentlemen. And now
I mean, I'm hosting 2 communities. One's about to be deleted because it has no purpose anymore, and the other is Tfast's Exotic Bananas.
All right.
I'm realizing now that I shouldn't even be explaining this because it's an inside joke and it's not going to be funny to anyone. That's how inside jokes work.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Alright, so this is a long story. So, you might want to just, like, sit back, recline, get a cup of water, food, I don't know. Oh, man, I'm hungry. Anyway, basically, I was doing a stream a while back, almost a year, and it was getting really, really late. Like, we started around 8, and we finished around, I would say, like, 5 or 6 in the morning. It was a very long stream, and I did not think I'd be staying up that long. In fact, I didn't sleep. So when you get really tired, or at least when I get really tired, you kind of get to this point of, like, I'm so tired, everything is funny. So every little joke that's made, it's like the funniest thing in the world. You're dying laughing. So, while there were many jokes, such as, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, be right back, and then someone's like, is that code for something? Just because I think some of the other people might have actually been drinking. They were just confused. So, basically, throughout all this, all of a sudden, I'm like, you know, I really want to just, like, create a group that's, like, really dedicated to raiding and, like, actually knows what they're doing. Because I had a lot of issue. I still haven't gotten through King's Fall once, and I've given up. I hate that raid with that passion, which we might get to in another video. But anyway, basically, I ended up just kind of, like, making this group, and I asked them what the name should be, and it became Exotic Bananas, and the picture is like red and blue bananas, and these are like real fruits, so I'm kind of like freaked out at anyone who would eat that thing. Like, bananas are yellow, and that's the only color they should ever be, unless they're not ripe and then they're green. But like, seeing an orange, a purple, a blue, and a red banana, like, oh my god, that's weird. So yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I told you it's an inside joke. No one would think it's funny.
You were right.
Pointless
I'm sorry.
to talk about.
I'll remember for the future.
Yes. Why is my screen spazzing? Oh, it's not. That was just a lighting effect. Okay.
Alright. The PlayStation community I am promoting is 222 Gaming. Tfast is a part of that community. It will be a Destiny 2 based community. Right now it is based on Destiny 1. When it releases, it will become Destiny 2. And you can use that community on PlayStation to group up for raids if guided games is not something that turns out to be useful. You can use it to communicate. You can use it to create parties quicker. You can just make a community party and everyone can join up. Yeah, so 222 Gaming on PlayStation. I recommend it. It is open to the public. Everyone can join who wants to join. I welcome anyone who wants to. And, yep. So, Tfast, you did a Husky Raid tribute dance video.
Yes, I did.
You want to tell me about that?
Sure. So basically, at the end of last year, December, I was like having a really good time in Destiny, and a really good time just kind of like skipping schoolwork and watching Husky Raid streams or just videos, which, if you don't know, probably, on my YouTube at least, I will put a link to that in my description, their channel. I don't know about you, Mac, but basically, they do a ton of Destiny dance videos, which are, like, very intricately done, and just kind of, like, incredible. Like, I've never seen anything like that in a video game, like, ever before.
They are
and
quite
so,
impressive.
yes. And so, around, like, January, February of 2017, I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make one of those videos, and I'm gonna do it as like a tribute to them. And I got a couple people, and they were like, yeah, sure, totally do that. But I was very busy, so I was like, yeah, well, we're gonna start this in the summer, and yeah. And so in the meantime, I just developed a plan, got my songs together, put those together, and just like, for lack of better words, bided my time, bid my time. Whatever the word actually is. My time. And, just kind of, like, hinted towards the fact that I was doing something to, the Husky Raid Discord, just saying, ooh, I'm making a surprise, Tfast surprise, message me if you want in, and stuff like that. And, by the time summer hit, basically everybody who I, had invited to do it and said they wanted to do it, couldn't do it, so things got really delayed. And eventually, after spamming for weeks on end that I needed help to even start the thing, I had Jin Kirk join me, and she helped me to get more people, just because once one person notices, more people instantly notice, I guess. But anyway, thanks to her help, I was able to organize people and actually meet my goal of finishing it by the time summer ended for me. Granted, I barely met that goal, like 4 days later, and school started. Didn't release it until the first week of school was over, and then I was able to release it. Pretty much, like, overall very satisfied with it, and it is, it's on my YouTube. I will have a link if you're in my Twitch chat right now. The command !Husky Raid will instantly give you the link. You can actually go into my chat at any time to type that. I will not be removing that link. And just basically, like, if you like that, go check out Husky Raid's channel. And I also have another sort of, kind of, actually it's not my announcement, but I can tell you that it is not the last dance video that will, that I will be helping produce.
So will you be
That's pretty much it.
dance videos in Destiny 2, Tfast?
I cannot confirm or deny that at this moment in time.
Oh, interesting.
Because frankly, I just don't know. But I
Um,
will say that there is at least one more Destiny 1 thing that I'm going to be making.
To those who are viewing, I do recommend it to go watch Tfast's Husky Raid tribute dance video. It is very good. It's just as good as some of the Husky Raid videos, in fact. Watch it, give it a like,
Oh,
give it some
shucks.
views. You put a lot
I'm
of time into
blushing.
it. It's really good.
Like half a year, guys.
Check
Like
it out.
seriously, if you
Yeah.
don't click on that, I'm gonna be so depressed.
Check it out. You put in time and effort. It's good. It's worth watching.
By the way,
hit that
though,
like button.
also, if you are on PS4 and you would like to maybe possibly participate, I am always looking for more people. So just comment in the YouTube video or join the Discord, and just like contact me, because I am legitimately just always looking for someone to do it, because that is one of the hardest things to get is people. All right, anything else, McAdoo?
One quick question about it. How hard was it to get everyone on the same page to do that?
Let's just say that I wanted to die multiple times, like just slit my own throat, just like get that noose. I probably would have, except well, one, I'm afraid of blood, so the knife slitting throat, that doesn't really work. I'd faint before I could do it. And I don't have any beams to like hang myself on, so that doesn't work either. But yeah, it took about 2-3 hours to film the last of the dance scenes, just because we had 7 people in the PlayStation party and like 3 people in Discord chat, and I was in both. And I've never had such a bad headache in my life.
I can only imagine. Okay.
My dog just cried for me. I'm sure you all heard that.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. I think she's having a bad dream. I'm gonna wake her now.
Okay. The next segment
we're all good.
is we're gonna start talking about the Destiny 2 beta. Finally, we got all the introductions over with, and we can start talking about the Destiny 2 beta. Your impressions, Tfast, on the Destiny 2 beta. Just overall impressions. Good, bad. Did you like it? You didn't like it?
See, for me, it took me a while to really dig into it, and as a matter of fact, I only ended up doing 2 classes. Not subclasses, that would be weird. But I only ended up doing Hunter and Titan. I didn't try out Warlock for it, because it just, for me, came at a hard time to do anything. I was in the middle of a ton of stuff, so I didn't really get to do that much time. But I will say, from the time that I spent in it, because of its limited content, because it's a beta, and it has limited content, because I also hadn't really done the Destiny 1 beta, so I didn't realize how that one used to be like so big, I got pretty bored pretty quickly with it, unless I was playing with friends to lighten it up. But that, granted, is any game that size, pretty much. So I just did alternate things. I did find out, when I was just trying things out, after I was bored, that on the control point maps, it is insanely fun to run double submachine guns. And it sounds terrible. It sounds like, oh my god, why would you ever do that? You're just asking for death. But, oh my god, that was exhilarating, because just like running up to people and just go pew 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 pew, and just like smoke, you're dead.
What new weapons did you enjoy the most besides the submachine gun?
Well, to be honest, I pretty much just used the submachine guns.
Okay.
At that point, like once I discovered it, I was like, I'm never going back. The only other time that I would use anything else is like I'd use the scout in PvE, The primary, not the secondary. The secondary was eh. And then I'd also use Scout and Pulse in the competitive one because that map was long lines of sight, so getting a submachine gun to work there was like legitimately impossible. What about you, McAdoo? 2222 2 2 2.
The Destiny 2 beta for me was, quite frankly, disappointing. The lack of content, it really, I understand why they didn't put in a whole lot of content. They don't want to give you too much to a game that's supposed to be grindy. You know, you're supposed to have, the less content they give in the beta, the more content there is in the base release of the game, you know? And for Destiny 1, it was supposed to be this massive open world game that was just had no description of what it was because it was, in their words, everything. And by they I mean Bungie and Activision. And the hype for it was hyped up much bigger than it actually was and should have been. And after released, it wasn't what it was supposed to be. It lacked content. It lacked a clear-cut story that made sense, that felt, I don't want to say original, but felt like a small infant child hadn't made it.
Preach, baby, preach!
And
hallelujah, preach! Okay, I'm sorry.
Alright. And Destiny 2 beta lacked content. Something that Bungie was scolded for in Destiny 1. For their lack of content in the base game. And it makes no sense to me why they would hand out a beta to everyone saying, we've changed. We're better this time. We're going to fix our mistakes. But in saying that, we're also going to continue giving you a lack of content in this beta and going to give you less than we gave in Destiny 1 to show you that we've fixed our errors from before. And it's disappointing, really. The fact that they're giving you less content for a game that supposedly has more content, and I just don't get it. I don't get it.
This man speaks the truth!
Now, when it came to gameplay, it still feels like Destiny 1. To those who enjoy the gameplay in Destiny 1, and by gameplay I mean the movement, the feel when you're holding a gun, when you whip it around corners, when you're shooting, when you pull the trigger, when you zoom in, when you jump, when you use your super, your melee, all of that. That is the best in any FPS in the history of FPSs, and I would stand by that comment forever. Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, so far, Destiny 2 feels the exact same as Destiny 1 from the beta, and Destiny 1, as an FPS goes for movement, it exceeds any Call of Duty or Counter-Strike or anything like that. It is by far the best, and that's what Bungie has done so well at. Beyond giving you lots of content to grind for in Destiny 1 to keep the player base around, and I know I just said lack of content before. By more content, I mean the content they make you pay extra for in DLCs that you don't get for free. And really, I lost my train of thought, Tfast. What was I talking about?
Content, drought, lack of content.
Oh, but before that, because I went back to the lack of content.
Oh. Gunplay.
Gunplay, correct.
Gunplay! Woo! We got it. We remembered.
Thank you.
That's an
Thank you.
accomplishment. It goes down in history forever.
That might happen a lot. Me losing my train of thought on these things, because I will get heated.
Choo choo.
And like I was saying before, Bungie, despite giving more content, I think players didn't just stick around for the grind. They stuck around because of the way Destiny feels when they play it. It feels better than any Call of Duty game that you can play. You get a better...
Okay, not to interrupt, but if you've never played Destiny, you have no clue what we're talking about. You're like, feels good, like what does that mean? Like, Call of Duty feels fine, like this feels fine, like, but like when you play Destiny, when you actually like are someone who's played it a couple times, you know exactly what we're talking about. It feels like a Destiny game. It feels incredible. And the word feel might not be the best word for this, because it's not like soft or like hard or rough or hard or hard, but it's just like it feels feels. That's not the right word. Point being, it's just an excellent gameplay experience. Would you agree?
I agree. When you play a Call of Duty game, and I'm gonna use the word feels again, because I can't think of another one.
I can't either. Like, what the heck? That's why everyone uses that.
When you're holding a controller playing Call of Duty, the controls are, I don't want to say rigid, but they're definitely not as smooth compared to Destiny. In Destiny, you can turn your Guardian 360 degrees around until you throw up. But it's going to be smooth. You know, there's no me jagging back and forth as I try to go around. It's a nice smooth circle, 360 degrees around. Call of Duty sometimes, you know, it can kind of like lag out, or the controls can sort of like zip back and forth. When you are walking or running in Call of Duty and you turn your head, it seems almost rigid, like you're moving the screen across a rough surface almost, and it's just kind of stumbling across. In Destiny, it's just smooth. It feels good.
Yeah.
But back to Destiny 2 beta impression of mine. I've gone over Bungie's lack of content in it. I've gone over how it still feels the same as Destiny 1. We're gonna get to the guns and the new gun system and all of that, but actually we're gonna go. No, we're not. My apologies. Let's go ahead and rate it. Let's go ahead and rate it.
I'm sorry, what?
What would you rate Destiny 2 beta?
Whoa, I just
Out of 10.
breathed it
From a
into
1
my
to
mic.
10.
Sorry, apologize. From a 1 to 2, what?
From a 1 to 10.
Oh, like, you have a choice. Either it's the #1 game or it's the #2 game. No, it's from 1 to 10. Okay, alright, so as betas go, I've only really played 3 betas, and of those betas, Destiny 2 had the most content, which actually sounds really weird. Or at least I played the most of Destiny 2. Okay, regardless, I'd say I'm happy with how I hate this word now. Feels. I'm happy how it feels. I'm happy how nothing changed that way from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, because that would have lost me pretty much very quickly. I love the new gun types, how linear fusion is now a weapon. That's awesome to me. Even though I was like strictly against the new power and elemental slots, I'm happy with them.
We're gonna go over that.
Oh, we're going over all this. Okay, so I'm just trying to get a number. I'd say like an 8. Because it is a beta and it's not the full game, hopefully. I mean, like, fingers crossed. I know the horrors that befell people of Destiny 1, Year 1, so
Okay,
I don't know.
Before I start, so I'm going to read an excerpt from my review on Twitch on the game. On the beta.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna ask you a
I
question.
wasn't this prepared. Okay.
If you were new to Destiny 2, and you just played the beta for the first time, just from the beta, would you, if you were basing your opinion on whether or not your choice on whether or not you were going to buy Destiny 2 on the beta, would you buy it? If you were...
And do I know anything about like the Destiny 1 beta to Destiny 1?
Bungie is
I know nothing about I know nothing about anything with Destiny. Where do you go? Oh my god, you just disappeared.
Forgot to move. It's alright, it's alright. Just go ahead. I will get back to the tower. That is my fault.
I was like, wait, did I blink? Where is he? Like, I wasn't looking at my screen, and then all of a sudden, I definitely would still play. And I'm actually answering this from no bias, but based on just how gunplay is with it, I would 100% go and play Destiny 2. I might get it and not think that it's gonna be my primary game, but I'll still I'll still like play it. I'll still buy it probably.
You would still buy it if you were basing off.
I almost definitely would still buy it because for me, at least like I said, I've played very little betas, so for me that was a beta with a lot of content. And I would have been like, oh my gosh, holy cow, this looks awesome. It feels awesome. And probably is going to be an awesome game.
Alright.
Also, I think... Oh wait, no, I wouldn't know anything about Halo, so never mind.
Let's take a quick break before I say my opinion and my rating. Let's go ahead and I need an invite to get back to the tower, seeming that I am.
See, my fire team is public and I'm pretending I'm online right now. So you should just be able to join. You?
I gotcha. We're good. We're good.
We're good?
I'm good. Yep.
Okay.
I'm joining. Once I get to the tower, I will go ahead and read off what I have reviewed.
Well, I will say that I have lost my train of thought. I've lost it so very much. Choo-choo. Sorry, I had that ready earlier, and then I realized that I had it muted. So then I was playing it, and I'm like, why is this not coming over? Like, why is no one hearing this? And then I realized, like, I had it muted, so that joke was completely lost. I'm also hiding right now, so see if you can find me on your way in. Your HUD's off, right?
Yes, my HUD is off.
Awesome. I mean, we can keep talking while you load in. You don't have to be here, do you?
This was an expected error. This is the pilot episode, first time. These things will happen in this episode. Errors are expected. So.
We can guarantee that there will be an error in at least every episode.
Yes, that's most likely.
That's our guarantee. That's the 222 fast guarantee. You can always count on us to give you a really bad error.
Tfast, can you give me a hint of where you are? Are you in the hangar?
Yes.
Okay.
All of a sudden this turned to,
Hide and go seek.
a hide and go seek podcast type thing. I'm watching you on your stream now. I'm watching you. I'll do a hot cold type of thing. Just like there is a delay, cause stuff. I don't have audio on, so I have no clue. Ooh, I see you crouching down those stairs.
Are you ready to join our
No, I'm not in that corner by future work. Warmer.
Warmer?
Colder.
Cold.
There's a delay, so this makes it very interesting. Warmer. Warmer. Cold. Cold. It's so confusing, because he doesn't see at all what I'm seeing. Warmer. 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 Cold, 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 cold. Warmer. Cold. 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 Let me just say, you can't see me from where you are, but I'm nearby.
You are nearby.
Yes. Cold.
Are you up here?
Updating hunter profiles.
Mm-hmm.
You're not down in the bar?
I'm not outside of map. I'm not outside of map. Cold. I did not go far from where I was, just by the way. I see you. You gave me a heart attack, like legit, like my heart stopped. Hello.
Where are you?
It's so dusty over here. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh man, I'm dying. By the way, you might have gotten a follower.
Where are you?
Oh, do you like the lady in the red hair hat thing? Hood. It's a hood, isn't it? Behind that desk. I see you.
This is ridiculous.
You're looking like right at me, like most of the time. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh, I'm not outside of the map, I promise you. I'll give you a hint. The AI in this game, they're not solid figures. You can walk into them.
Oh my.
There's your hint. I don't know how much that helped you apparently, because still having a little issue. Cold. Cold. Sorry, I was looking at your stream, the delay and all. Hot. Hot. Hello.
Okay, well.
Jazz hands. Oh wait, I don't have jazz hands on. Darn it, lost that opportunity for that joke.
Maybe we will make this a permanent segment of 222 Fast Chat.
Oh jeez, I'm gonna have to research stuff now.
A whole new map to hide on.
Yeah, we could go just through Crucible maps and do that. I've actually wanted to do that. A ton of people get together, just do that.
Alright, we will now go back on to the rating for the Destiny 2 beta. I am going to read an excerpt from my review on Twitch. It can be found on Twitch as its entirety. Here we go. Just finished the Destiny 2 beta. I played on every class, and I would have to say that the Titan Sentinel is the best. Up next would be the Warlock, Voidwalker, or Dawnblade. Both Warlock subclasses were impressive. Lastly, the Hunter, which I personally found incredibly disappointing. The Hunter's new subclass, Arcstrider, is just as good as Blade Dancer, but is not any better.
But it's not any better. It lacks the ability to go invisible, and also lacks the jumping ability, Blink. The class abilities for each class is a terrific addition to the game and adds another layer to team play.
Titans can place a barrier for their allies to use as cover.
Warlocks can put down a rift that heals or gives weapons buff for their allies when stood upon, and
Hunters can roll. That's it. Hunters can roll. doesn't help their team in any way, and is seemingly useless in PvP, but rolling doesn't stop other players from picking you off with bullets. I just would like to know who at Bungie thought it would be a wise idea to give the hunter a roll instead of something useful, such as the capability to go invisible again. If there has to be 2 varieties of class abilities for each class, then make one that allows you to go invisible, such as in Destiny 1, and another that rolls and then goes invisible, but for only half as long. Unless Bungie changes the hunter's abilities, I'm afraid that in Destiny 2, hunters will have gone extinct. The exotic auto rifle for the Titan was pleasing to look at. Its aesthetics were pleasing, fun, enjoyable, different. But the shooting, the exotic perks on it, it was a major letdown. It did not feel like an exotic weapon. The gun lacked in any unique exotic perk. Its exotic perk was a larger magazine size.
A larger magazine size?
A larger magazine size. Did you run out of ideas, Bungie? Or do you just no longer care? Another letdown was the fact that there was a lack of content, which I've already gone over, for a game that is a successor to a game that was highly criticized for its lack of content. It dumbfounded me to find that Bungie would put in so little content into the beta. One story mission that is not even available to replay
unless you create a new character.
1 strike and 2 crucible modes.
2 crucible modes.
And I would just like to go off of the expert for 1 second and say that Destiny 1 had, if I can recall correctly, Crucible. I think it had multiple Crucible modes, a whole patrol map you could play on. I believe it was the moon. It had a Crucible.
No. It was the Earth. Even I know this.
Was it Earth?
Even I know this.
I don't
yeah, because you guys could only go on the moon till just like the farm in the beta. It was yeah.
Yeah. It was the Earth for patrol, and it had a Crucible moon map that you could use vehicles on, and it was a larger size Crucible map. That's what it was.
First Light.
Yeah.
First Light.
Yeah, I don't know the Crucible map names. I don't play Crucible. And
okay.
And,
I film on them, so I know their names now. Yay.
That's good. That's good.
Yay, the expert on map names. Okay, continue.
I don't know them. The amount of time I played Destiny 1, I don't know the Crucible map names.
Yeah, but you don't play it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I believe Destiny 1 beta had, I think it had a strike. It might have had a story mission. I don't recall.
It had pretty much all the story missions.
Did it have a lot of them?
Yeah, it had like all of the Earth story missions except for 2 or something like that. It was basically the whole Destiny 1 game was in the beta.
Yeah. Alright, back to the excerpt. There were some positive takes from the beta. The addition of weapon modifications and shaders for each weapon and each piece of armor is intriguing. The static sets of perks for each weapon is something I've yearned for in Destiny ever since year 1. And will prevent the god rolling from guns from existing. The story
I butchered that.
That was available had variety, was good length, and showed off
the new NPC system while also giving players cutscenes that actually made sense this time.
With all of the new additions,
good
or bad, Destiny 2 great player movement and pleasure when firing
a weapon.
It might not last as long as Destiny 1 in the long
Destiny
run
1
due to new changes, but will still feel like Destiny to returning players. All in all,
I give Destiny 2 beta a 8 out of 10.
I give it a 6.5 out of 10.
It's actually higher than I thought you would give it.
Really?
If I'm being completely honest. I would have thought that, personally, your experience with Destiny 1 and how much content you were expecting from the beta, I thought that that would ruin a lot of it to you, and you'd give it like a 3 or a 4.
Listen, you have to remember though, I'm somewhat biased towards the game. just because I get
Well,
a
I mean, we
6.5
both are. We
doesn't
both
mean it
are.
deserves it. It doesn't really deserve a 6.5. I'm being very gracious in giving it one. But a 6.5
Well, it is
isn't
honored to
good.
get that 6.5 from you. Oh my gosh, wait, I'm standing? Oh.
I mean, a
Whoops.
6.5 is not good.
Man,
Okay.
can I sit on a chair? There we go. There we go. Now I'm sitting.
Alright, before
Okay, sorry.
we go ahead and do something, we got one more topic we gotta go over. The
Alright.
weapon system in Destiny 2. What were your opinions of it in the beta? And by weapon system, I mean, I don't
Like
mean
power
I don't
elemental?
mean the new guns. Yes, I mean the fact that you can have two
Yeah,
primaries equipped at the same time. That. Alright, go.
Well, I will say that it is an interesting change for me, and one that I'd like to have more of a freedom option for certain game modes, such as if I'm in PvE, it would be awesome if for certain game modes I could opt for the Destiny 1 loadout choice or the Destiny 2 loadout choice, because Destiny 1 did a great job of raid encounters with using sniper rifles and rocket launchers, and like created really fun boss fights, even if the bosses had like overused mechanics. It still was a fun thing to do, and I still play them. I felt like the one strike that we were able to play in the beta was extensively harder when you didn't have a team that communicated, which can be a huge issue for a thing that is mainly matchmaking, and like a lot of people who do strikes are people who don't have the friends to do raids and stuff, or just can't at that time, and people aren't necessarily willing to talk to each other or even know what they're supposed to do. So I find that I am, like, in the beta, I multiple times would just get, like, had to, like, quit because I've been doing this strike for like 2 hours and still haven't completed it. And that's one thing that I don't like because of the new weapon system. It makes it a lot harder to DPS them. And I know that there's some changes going in for the actual game, like Crucible, with nades being shorter time and you get your super more often in PvE. But I find it like disappointing. But as I say that, I insanely love the idea of it in PvP. In PvP, the new loadout system is just what the game needed to prevent a lot of just like complete BS moments in the game where a sniper would get you and you were behind a wall, or you just get camped by a ton of shotguns. And in a way, I think that we could kind of tell that this was coming when they made it so that when you die in Destiny 1's PvP, you lose special. Like, frankly, we should have all seen this coming.
It's true. Great
Hint. But it is insanely fun to do, like, double hand cannons or a scout rifle and a sidearm, maybe. I don't know. I didn't get the sidearm. I heard it was absolutely stupid to play with. Like, just boring. Although, sidearms in Destiny 1 are boring too, so. That's the only gun in the game that's boring, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't enjoy that.
Yeah, no, not really. The other thing is, it's just, while there isn't a lot of power ammo in Crucible, which is a good thing because, like I said, you're not getting camped by a shotgun or snipers, and it respawns quickly. It's just frustrating when you have to fight with your teammate over getting the power weapon. Like, I don't want to have to, like, stand there for 5 minutes so that another teammate can't get it. I want to be able to walk up, and if he's getting it and I'm standing right next to him, I can get it too.
Yeah.
That's one of the things, like, with Special in Destiny 1 that was good, and even Heavy. what you could do is you could have it to an extremely close radius where you have to be standing right next to him.
Yeah.
And that would make it fair, but I just feel like it's really going to be very irritating when the game launches to a lot of people, and they get a lot of games in and they don't get sniper ammo, which is one of those things where it's like, that is a skilled weapon, whether you actually get shots on it or not, or completely up to whether you can aim or not. And I mean, that's pretty much one of the most fun things that I've learned is snipers are something you gotta work on. Like, I've actually put work into my sniping abilities, and like, I'm proud of what I can do now. But Destiny 2's PvP is not really gonna have a good way to show off your skill in the aim with snipers. Scouts, you can sort of do it, but it's not the same sort of thing. What about you?
I mean, after listening to you, I think we share pretty much the same opinion on it. I feel that they've sacrificed PvE for PvP in a lot of ways. Obviously, I've always wanted 2 primaries. I always felt like that should have been an option, but I don't like that in PvE they've sacrificed the option to have a fusion rifle or a sniper rifle in your secondary, which is now the power. No, it's not power, it's energy.
No, it's power. It's power.
It's power? No,
oh, secondary spot.
What
Sorry,
secondary
confused.
is now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's energy.
Yeah, I got you now.
I don't like that. I like it for PvP, but for PvE, I don't. I'm gonna miss having the option to pull out a fusion rifle and pull out a sword and a primary.
And who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's gonna be exotics that are super underpowered for those slots. We don't know yet.
Perhaps.
But those could also break the game. I'm just saying. Okay, sorry.
No,
it's not my time to talk.
I think they have fixed PvP. They really have.
They really have. They did a major overhaul to it. The fact that it's 4v4 is another point. Like, custom games is something that is lacking. It's not going to be there when the game launches. But I think that it's going to come a lot sooner than it did in Destiny 1.
Yeah, I would expect it to. Yeah.
And then if they do that, it would be awesome if they had the option for 6v6s, just because for people who have a lot of friends.
That would be interesting. I don't know if they will, but we'll see.
I don't either. It would also be cool if, like, every once in a while they had like a combined arms game mode type of thing. Like as the weekly. Not anything that means anything, but. Okay, sorry. Yet again, I interrupted you. Just a trend.
Just let's see what else I was talking about. PvP with the new weapon system. 2 primaries, and the reason I like that is I feel like people who use primaries in Destiny 1 exhibit more skill than other players who sit in corners or crouch with shotguns, or are waiting the entire match just to use heavy for a heavy machine gun, or a rocket launcher. Or a sword.
I'm sorry.
I don't count skill, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I don't count skill when someone kills me with a weapon that only takes 1 shot and has a large radius of impact. Which includes most heavies and shotguns.
Most shotguns. You can't say all shotguns.
Not all shotguns. It really depends on range, I guess.
No, it depends on if it's a chaperone or not.
That's true. That is true. But that's one. One out of however many there are in the game.
Honestly, though, yeah.
With primaries. The difference between primaries and those guns is that primaries, you have to continuously hit the target in order to defeat them. And primaries are usually can be close range or long range. It gives a variety of encounters. And it's more skilled because you really have to continuously aim. It's not just, alright, I'm going to put the shotgun, only half of its reticle is going to be on you. But you're still going to die from it. You're still going to die even if half of the circle for the reticle is on you. It's a shotgun. when it comes to a primary, scout rifle, auto rifle, pulse rifle, am I missing any? I think I am.
Sidearms are primaries now.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? They're really bad though, so it doesn't make any difference.
Okay. And submachine
They're like what
guns.
they were at the beginning when they were first introduced.
We'll talk about submachine guns because I think that is an exception, somewhat. But we're gonna
Submachine guns are strange. I will give you that.
We'll talk about that here in a minute. Auto rifles, scout rifles. I'm not gonna include sidearms. I don't really count those. That's another thing that would go with the submachine gun.
They're
Commentary.
bad though, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like even if you're good at it, you have to just surprise the other person. Like you have to be lucky.
Auto rifles, scout rifles, and pulse rifles. And the thing about those guns are that
Hand cannons.
hand cannons. That's what I was missing.
That's what it was. We figured it out. Woo!
Figured it was something. Didn't seem right. There are only 3. I don't use hand cannons, so that's why it didn't register. Hand cannons count too. That does take skill. You might be thinking now, well, he just said guns that kill you with 1 bullet don't count. That's because they have a large radius of impact. Hand cannons, you still gotta aim and shoot them in the head. And that's only certain
And even
hand
then, you
cannons.
don't always get. Yeah.
Yeah, that's only certain ones that have
I-
the range and impact that you want.
Do we have any that are one shots?
Hawkmoon used to be one. They nerfed it.
They're not gonna bring back another one that's one shot though.
I don't know if we
Probably.
have one in Destiny 2. I would figure.
I don't
there
think
had-
we do.
There might be one.
We might.
We'll
We
see.
might. The issue is with a powerful hand cannon. That's all that people use
And
if
with
it
the
happens.
Static perks,
Whoa,
you
voice
might
crack.
Get a god roll out of them.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? The long.
You were
range,
talking about
the range with the primaries. When it comes down to the auto rifles, scout rifles, and pulse rifles, not only do you have to take into account that your target's moving at range, the target is smaller at range, you have to be able to aim at the target, continuously hit the target, and then on top of that, if you are using an auto rifle, that is a bullet shooter, or what I like to call pea shooters, that have high stability or low stability, but really what matters about that is low impact and high rate of fire. Your gun's gonna be having a lot of recoil, and if you can continuously hit that target while your gun is, angling upwards or to the side, whichever way the recoil is affecting the gun, that takes skill to be able to balance the gun back out while you're shooting, while you might even be moving and they're moving at the same time at distance. It takes more skill to be able to control the gun's recoil, to continuously hit the target, to follow them at range when they are a smaller target on your screen, than it is to shoot a guy who is oblivious that you are there with a shotgun, who takes up pretty much your entire screen because he's running past you and you're right there next to him, and your shotgun's reticle and radius of impact pretty much just takes up the entire screen on its own regardless, and will kill him one shot. It takes more skill
Yeah.
to use a primary than it does for a shotgun, and I feel that Crucible is fixed now because those one-hitter quitter type guns, I'm gonna refer to them as that now.
That is gonna be our new meme for it. One hitter quitters.
The one-hitter
You gotta get
quitter
a.
are now power ammo, or for those who haven't learned the system yet, heavy ammo. And Bungie, I believe, commented on the power ammo spawn in Crucible and PvE. They said they would adjust it for PvE, and I believe they said they were not adjusting it a whole lot for PvP. They liked it the way it was. Different for supers, though. They did say they were buffing super regen charge for both PvE and PvP the same. But the power ammo spawn rate is different. And back to the one-hitter quitters being power ammo that is required to use them, you're not going to see a whole lot of shotguns. They're going to get less ammo, and they're not going to get to use it as often. If they get the ammo and die, it's
Yeah.
gone. They don't
Yeah.
get it. Because really, the power ammo only seems to spawn about once or twice throughout the match. Pretty much, right? About once or twice, maybe 3.
Yeah, it spawns a lot more than once or twice, but whether you can get to it
Yeah, that's
is a
what plays
different
into
question.
Because if your teammates take it away, I believe it really only applies to one person unless they're all grouped around it. Correct?
No, it's always just one person. That's what my issue with it is, because
Was
I'm
it
always
one
fighting
person?
for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever
So
holds square first.
Okay, I actually like that. I like that. That limits
I
heavy.
told you I don't like that because
like that.
because it's a lot of just camping that and waiting for that to spawn.
People gotta get over
And
it.
being the first
gotta
person on
start-
your team to do it, but only one person on your team can get it. So then people are going to be fighting in their teams to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I get your point, but I like it because now it's even less than I thought it was. the primaries, it just makes players have to be more skilled. It now gives Crucible more skilled gameplay than before. It makes players have to be better than they were before. It's an accurate, your KD and the amount of kills you get is an accurate depiction of how good of a Crucible player you really are now. Than just people who camp with shotguns and just take you out. Now the one gun that moved, as you pointed out, sniper rifles,
yeah.
that might be a one-hitter quitter sometimes, depending if you're
Mhm.
good at using it. And that means you have to be skilled with that gun. That's a trait that you have to develop in Crucible. Is be
Or
able
just
to
insanely
use a
lucky.
sniper. Yeah, or insanely lucky. So that one, I'm kind of iffy on. Sniper rifles.
But the thing
piss
is,
me
like, then
off.
you're also you put in the linear fusion. That's going to be another skilled one hit or quit.
Yeah.
It's going to be less in a way because those have a lot more aim assist. Which, by the way, I didn't really think about when I was playing the game. But is the aim assist more or less than D1? Did you notice that at all?
I felt like it was the same. I didn't really see any
Okay.
difference.
That's probably why I didn't notice any difference.
I felt like it was pretty much the same. I don't think they bumped it or anything. And on PC, there is no recoil. Just wanted
Are they
to
really
point
doing
out.
that? What the?
That's what I've read. Is that on PC
Huh.
there will be no recoil for the guns.
I feel like that's
And
going to
that's
become an
because
issue.
You don't have joysticks or triggers to pull back like you do on console. On PC, it's a mouse. So imagine trying to deal with recoil and shooting someone when you have.
No, but they always have recoil. That's part of the thing with most PC games. I'm pretty sure.
Bungie feels like it would affect the gameplay. I don't know why.
Huh.
But
Well,
let's
for
think
submachine
about it.
guns, if they don't have any recoil on that, that's going to be one heck of a weird thing.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Huh.
It is weird. Trying to think of anything I want to go ahead and add on. We were going to talk about submachine guns. That's right. We were saving that for the end of this topic. Submachine
You will
guns,
see me in Destiny 2 dual-wielding submachine guns most of the time.
You probably won't
in
be seeing
Crucible.
me using them. Submachine
Hey,
guns.
unless you try them and like in the right situations, they are insane. Like the close range maps, it's the new shotgun in a way, but it's more skilled, like because
It is
it's
more
hard to hit
skilled,
those
I'll give
shots.
you that. There is more.
I feel like
recoil.
with the submachine guns, if you get really good with them, you're unstoppable with it.
Yeah.
Whereas with shotguns, you might be unstoppable just because no one else is using a shotgun or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's like sidearms right now, like. But submachine guns are like you can easily be punished for it. But if you just get really good at them and know when to use it, you're boom, top of the leaderboard.
And the exception I was making with them was that what you pointed out, that they're close range.
Yeah, don't you dare try and do them on any long range maps. You
Yeah.
might kill. You might take off like one hit point.
They
But
might,
that would
you
be
might
it.
look at them and be like, well, why'd they add this to the game? It's just an auto rifle. No, it's not. It is not meant for range.
It's an auto rifle without
it's a
any range.
Close range bullet hose is what it is. Some of which are not pea shooters with low impact. Some of which I noticed had decent impact and will burn through enemies. The reason they are not ranged weapons is because they don't have range for one, and their stability, some of them didn't really have very good stability. You know,
Yeah.
you really gotta hold down that trigger and make sure you got control of it, or it's not gonna work.
The other thing is, like, what I saw with the submachine guns is it's almost a hindrance to aim down sights because the recoil becomes
Yes.
almost uncontrollable.
It really felt like a hip fire gun. It's the in the moment, close range, bullet hose, hip fire gun that you're gonna whip out and be like, I'm just gonna burn you. You're
And
done.
the thing is, like, they haven't had Destiny 1 was a lot of, like, if you're not aiming down sights, you're not killing anyone.
Yeah.
So for me, it's very refreshing to have a hip fire gun like this.
Yeah. Unless you're using a shotgun. At that point, you can just hip fire.
Yeah, but it's not. You still want to aim down sights for the most part with a shotgun.
And the exception from year 1 with last word.
Yeah, and year 1 or year 2 last word. Hey, we have another person joining us. Welcome to the 2222 Fast chat. Hello, I'm Tfast, and this is McAdoo 2222. Yeah, be excited.
Three twos. T-pass. 3 twos.
I only did 2, or did I do 4?
You did 4.
I did 4.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is a
Daisy.
pilot episode. Expect errors. It will happen.
We guarantee errors every time. We blow into our mics
Guaranteed.
with satisfactory errors.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we all good? We settled on weapon system.
Sorry, I just had to blow into my mic. Is that person dancing? Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking. Yeah, I've finished what I've said.
The next portion of this show is something we're going to do every episode.
Yep.
It's something I think Tfast is really going to enjoy. He's going to look forward to it.
Not at
every
all.
episode.
Not at all.
It is Destiny Trivia. And Destiny Trivia will pertain to... don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I don't think I did.
No, probably not. You haven't told me anything about this. I have no clue what's going on.
Trivia. We'll have a few questions in Destiny 2. Easy ones. Nothing difficult. Most questions will come from Destiny 1 the game. Anything about the game. Or Destiny lore. Things from the Grimoire cards. Things from the Destiny wiki pages. Nothing fan-made. Legit Bungie created lore. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tfast. Are you ready for the question?
What the heck, that music timing though? I know it wasn't us, but sure. This music's getting me hyped. I'm not really ready, but whatever.
You are ready for the question.
I'm not, but I am.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a pretty easy one. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta pick one. Let's pick this one. How many times did Xur sell the infamous Gallahorn over 3 years of Destiny? Is it A,
Oh,
1 time,
if you give me
B,
choices,
2 times,
jeez.
C, 3 times, or D, 4 times?
All right, so I know I know that he sold it more than one, and I know that he didn't sell it 4 times. So I know that it's either 2 or 3, and I'm positive on this. It can't be 1 and it can't be 4. I know that it was the first week that Zur got there that he had it for the what's it called? The first week of Destiny he had the Galahorn. And I want to say basically yeah, the first week no one knew that it was good. I'm like 95% sure on that.
That was one of our questions for later.
Okay, so maybe the answer's changed according to this. I know that he also sold it at least 1 other time, but I don't know if he sold it a 3rd or not. I feel like he did. So I'm gonna go with B, 2.
That is correct. The answer is B. Over 3 years of Destiny, Zur sold Galahorn 2 times out of over 100 weeks of his arrival.
Is this including week 1 or not including week 1?
He did not sell Galahorn week 1.
Are you sure?
I am positive. He did sell it, however, I believe week 2.
Was he there week 1?
Yes. Or maybe he wasn't. He might have been his first week there. He did not.
His first week, he yeah, I thought he did.
I'm gonna here we go. Ready? What was the first exotic weapon that Zur sold? Is it A, Suros Regime, B, Red Death, C, Galahorn, or D, Icebreaker?
You just changed one of them to Galahorn, didn't you?
No, I was actually already on them.
Oh, okay.
Is it A,
so
Suros Regime, B, Red Death, C, Galahorn, or D, Icebreaker?
Alright. So at that time in the game, Suros was probably the weakest, I'd say, of them all, of those 4 weapons, and
really good back then.
But Red Death was better, I thought.
Suros and Galahorn and Icebreaker were the 3 best guns.
Okay.
Red Death was good.
Red Death.
It wasn't up there.
The Red Death must have been better in year 2. That must have been when it had its high time. Whatever it was. So I'm gonna throw Galahorn out because we went into that. Even though I was pretty sure of that. I'm actually very surprised. I would have, if we wouldn't have talked about it, I would have just said Galahorn right now. So then I think that it would be either Suros or Icebreaker, just because I feel like Bungie was kind of giving players the option to have the best weapons early on, and people just didn't pick up on it. Like Galahorn, like one of the hardest weapons to get, so people just like they didn't know at the time, so no one like had any interest in it. Like, just another rocket launcher. It looks pretty cool. And so I'd probably go with Icebreaker because I feel like that was the next hardest to get. I feel like Suros was probably easier, but since I didn't play year 1, I don't know.
So you're selecting D, Icebreaker.
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
The answer is B, Red Death. Zur sold Red Death the first week that he arrived at the tower.
Man. I bet you were laughing to yourself the whole time, like, oh, he's already ruled out the correct answer, he's screwed.
What was the second exotic weapon that Zur sold? A, Suros Regime, B, Red Death, C, Galahorn, or D, Icebreaker?
Probably I'd go with Galahorn.
That is correct. Zur sold Galahorn as his second exotic weapon ever in the game of Destiny.
Knew it from the start. Didn't get that answer on accident.
With the arrival of Expansion 1, The Dark Below, who took refuge at the tower? Is it A, Eris Morn?
Oh, I know this. I know
B,
this. Oh, wait, no, I don't.
Varix the Loyal, C, Lord Saladin, or D,
crud.
Master Rahul?
Why did you have to add the master? He's
That's his
Ooh,
name.
turd. Is it actually?
It's Master Rahul.
Oh my gosh. He's so full of himself. He gave it to himself. That that wasn't a name that was given to him. He gave that to himself. Alright, so you said Eris,
Eris Morn. B.
Varix,
Lil,
Saladin.
or C. Saladin. Or D. Rahul.
It's not Rahul. And it's not Saladin. And this was the Dark Below?
Expansion 1, The Dark Below. Who took refuge at the tower?
The only reason that I'm having any problem with this one, because I'm pretty sure that it's the obvious answer of Eris Morn, because she's still there, and that was kind of like her story, and the Dark Below dealt with Hive, and she was like really ingrained in that, so I'm like really pretty sure that it's that. But I remember hearing something once about Varix being at the tower, and I know also the Queen was at the tower at one point. I haven't seen any screenshots of either at the tower. Like they just didn't survive. But I remember like Varix being transferred over to the reef. Like he was in the tower for a short period of time or something like that. Or hearing about it. Could have been a lie. So I'm reluctant, but at the same time I just kind of have to go with Eris Morn because I don't want it to seem absolutely stupid. So I'm
That
gonna
is
go
correct.
A, Eris Morn.
That is
There we
correct.
go.
Eris Morn is the answer.
Has Varix
Morn-
ever been in the tower?
No, Varix has never been in the tower.
So I was lied to.
Neither has the Queen. The only person in the reef who has been in the tower
Was it the Queen's Guard?
is your Guardian and Petra Venge.
No.
The
Darn.
answer is Eris Morn. Do you know where Eris Morn was as a bonus question?
Ooh, I did know this. Give me a second. I actually knew this. Here, follow me. Follow me. I gotta look. Alright, so I know it wasn't the hangar. She was in a very random spot, I wanna say. Not in here? When did the Queen's Guard event happen? That was after Eris Morn
I
joined the
believe that
tower.
was a month into Destiny 1 that they came.
Want to check these out?
Queen's Wrath.
So, were they around when Eris came to the tower?
I think they might have come once when she was around.
That's weird.
Okay. So I gotta look. So if they came at all, then I'm gonna throw out the idea that she was behind the locked walls. I might just have screwed myself prematurely though.
I will give you a hint. She was not behind the locked walls.
Okay. The other thing is, I distinctly remember the fact that she was not where she is now.
She was not where she is now. That is
I know that for sure, and I don't think that she was down there. I am 95% sure that she was in the main courtyard area.
She is around here. I will do a hot and cold for you. Warmer.
You don't have to do that, but I know she was on this side. It's just specifically where on this side she was in the main courtyard. Because I've seen images. I just can't remember. I want to say that she was like right here,
Incorrect.
or no, she wasn't back there. She was upstairs.
I do believe she was upstairs. Now that I'm saying it, I cannot remember if she was upstairs or downstairs. I think she was downstairs.
She might have been either or.
No, she was up here. She was over here. Her ship was right
Okay.
here, and Eris Morn would be standing right here, and you would go and talk to her. The thing is,
I just
can't
remember
if she was
seeing
on
a
this
screenshot
deck.
of like the background with the traveler and her standing with her back to the traveler.
I think
I
it
just
was this one.
couldn't.
I think she was up here. I don't remember if she was right
That would
here
make
or
sense.
straight below us on the other one.
Yeah.
But yes, this was the location of Eris Morn when she first arrived. Let's just sit down up here, admire the view of the city.
Alright, I kind of got jumped down, so I'm on my way. Alright. So, I did not, don't count that as a right answer, because that was not right.
That wasn't a question, it was just a bonus I was adding.
Oh, darn.
Okay, let's do, here's a good one. What was the level cap in Destiny at its initial launch in 2014? Was it A, 20, B, 25, C, 30, or D, 40?
A.
That is incorrect. The answer is
Alright, wait,
C.
what?
The level cap in Destiny at its initial launch in 2014 was 30.
Did they move it back down to 20?
The way the system worked was your
Oh,
level
it
by
was a different
experience-
system. Oh.
Your level by experience went to 20. After you hit 20, you could wear shaders and you could wear armor that had light. Beyond 20, you had to have armor that had light on it. Weapons did not have light. Your ghost didn't have light. Your emblem, I believe, might have had light. It might have not.
Oh, that's weird.
The only way to hit 30 was to get the raid gear, which had, I think, 30 light in all of it. And that would give you the max light. But level 30
But
was the
level-wise, so
Yeah, that is
level-wise,
level-wise.
in the new system, it would have been 20.
In the new system, it would be 40.
No, but what I'm saying is if the game launched, like the actual level system right now, the max level is 40. Yes.
Yes.
So if Destiny 1 released with the level system we have now, but still kept the same level cap, it would technically be level 20, and then like light level would have been required to get a higher light level. It would have been like with raid armor. Yes.
Yes.
I'm just trying to understand.
That
Okay.
was their way of forcing you to do the raid.
Okay. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of people found fun in the raid. Like, I don't
It's the
think
best
some
raid.
people would have tried
Multi-boss
it.
is the best raid.
Well, yeah. Any other raid, if they made you do it, not so much.
Yeah. Okay, but it was 30.
Although, Wrath of the Machine was pretty good.
That was the level cap. That was the highest you could be. There was no infusion. There was no
I know
light
this.
level.
I know this.
Uh-huh.
And then the weird power level, too. Like, that, I don't understand any of that.
It was just your level. There was no light level.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, next question. Woo!
What day did Destiny initially release? Was it A, September 6, 2014, B, September 9th, C, September 17th, or D, September 30th?
Repeat A and B, please.
A, September 6th, B, September 9th.
I'm gonna go with A.
That is incorrect.
Oh my
September
gosh, I'm
6th
terrible.
Is the day Destiny 2 launches. September 9th
Is it really?
is the day Destiny
Oh.
1 launches. If you remember earlier, viewers, I mentioned September 9th earlier in our discussions.
Oh my gosh! Conspiracy! Illuminati confirmed.
How much did it cost to develop the vanilla Destiny?
Oh my
Is
gosh.
it A, 100 million, B, 120 million, C, 140 million, or D, 160 million? Take into account this is vanilla Destiny pre-DLCs.
I know it was absolute crazy amount. I remember there being a joke that, wow, did they spend all the money on the dance emotes?
It's 100, 120, 140, or 160. Those are
I'm
your
gonna go
options.
B.
You are going B, 120?
Yes.
That is incorrect.
Man, I am bad!
The
I'm
answer
worse
is
at this
C.
than I am at Destiny.
$140 million on vanilla
Oh my
Destiny.
gosh. Wow.
Here's an easy one. That, with our previous discussions that I've gone over with you, you should be able to get. And really
Oh,
only
God.
you should be able to get.
Okay.
Because I've talked to you about it. In the original, pre-released version of Destiny, who was found to be the main antagonist at the end of the story campaign? Is it A, the Traveler, B, the Fallen, C, the Awoken, or D, the Taken?
Traveler.
That is correct. Before Destiny ever launched, and before it was stripped for DLC content by Activision, the original antagonist was the Traveler, who at the end of the story campaign you would find to be the actual darkness. We'll save all that for maybe a different video one day. I'm not going to get into that because we'll be on that for like an hour if I go over all that.
I honestly, like, you could have made all this up and just said, yeah, they wiped everything clean, and I honestly would believe you.
Here's some lore. Let's get into some more lore. Before Dredgen Yor became corrupted, what was his hand cannon Thorn called? Is it A, Daisy, B, Gladiolus, C, Tulip, or D, Rose?
So I'd go with either B or D, just because of the lore of Thorn being, it's like the poisonous rose. That's why I'd go with D, but at the same time, I don't think that they would have had that in lore. All the lore names are absolutely crazy, and I don't know how to pronounce B. I forgot it.
You are selecting D, Rose?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Oh, heck yeah!
The answer is Rose, as thorns do appear on roses. After being corrupted, his gun became corrupted as well, turning into Thorn. Okay.
Wow, it's getting dark. Oh no, it's still sunset. Never mind. Or sunrise, whatever.
Let's see. Who is the main antagonist in Destiny 2? Is it A, Gary, B, Gil, C, Glenn, or D, Gaul?
What was his name? Glenn, Gaul? I'm gonna go with Gaul for 400, please.
That is correct. 400 points for Tfast. The answer
There we
is
go.
D, Gaul. Who
All
is
right.
the weapon manufacturer
yeah.
of the exotic hand cannon, The Last Word? Is it A,
Tex
Cerberus,
Mechanica.
B, Tex Mechanica?
B.
That is correct.
And I will tell you why. See what's on my back?
That is the Chaperone.
Yes, and it is my favorite game in the gun, as I accidentally say way too much.
Game in the gun. Tfast has just
yes,
said game in the gun.
Nope. Like, if you've watched my stream, I have said that at least 20 times throughout streaming. That it is my favorite game in the gun. And then I will freak out and say gun in the game. I don't know why it's an issue of me saying that, but I say it all the time wrong.
For those who do not realize, both Tex Mechanica exotics in the game, the Chaperone and the Last Word, both do spin when you take them out. I believe Chaperone spins when you reload it, after you're done reloading.
If you're not running for both of them, when you switch weapons, it will flip itself.
Okay, gotcha.
And it has a cool whip sound. It's like whoosh.
Yeah. Here's a good one. Which of the following was not a raid boss? Is it A, Skolas, B, Atheon, C, Oryx, or D, Crota?
Skolas.
That is correct. Skolas.
I was afraid that you were going to consider that a raid for a second, because it was technically the raid of House of Wolves.
Skolas,
So that's why I was waiting.
is not considered a raid boss because House of Wolves did not have a raid. It had an arena.
Yep.
What shader, going off of the Skolas portion, what shader was rewarded to those who defeated Skolas in the Prison of Elders? Is it A, Chatterwhite, B, Cryptographic, C, the Queen's Web, or D, Wolf Curse?
I didn't even know there was a shader for killing him. Now we gotta do that. Alright, so I know I have the Queen's Web shader. I don't know how I have it, but I know I have it. So, what were the other choices besides Chatterwhite?
Cryptographic or Wolf Curse?
I'm gonna go with Wolf Curse because I think Cryptographic is Rahul's.
That is incorrect. The answer is C, the Queen's Web.
Wait, what? How do I have that shit? 1 second.
Chatterwhite is rewarded to those who defeat Atheon on easy mode for Vault of Glass. Cryptographic is rewarded to those who defeat Crota and Crota's End on easy mode. The Queen's Web is rewarded to those who defeat Skolas in the Prison of Elders.
I will say, Chatterwhite, you have to beat Crota twice to get. It's a weird thing.
Chatterwhite, you don't have to beat Crota, you beat Atheon.
Oh, it's Glowhu, sorry. Never mind.
Yeah, Glowhu is hard. And Wolf Curse is, I think it's just one of the reputation rewards for, House of Judgment.
No, it's found in House of Judgment packages.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
You used to be able to just buy it when the DLC first came out. You could just go and buy it from him.
You know, the shader collection, the Queen's Web is placed with raid shaders. Funny turn of thing. Wait, what does Cryptographic come from?
Cryptographic comes from defeating Crota on easy.
Oh my gosh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Oh, that's not a bad shader, actually. Hmm.
I have a few more questions for you. And we'll move on.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
What imprint could be seen on the bottom of the first Mars astronaut's boot? Is it A, the Jade Rabbit, B, the Traveler, C, the NASA logo, or D, the Destiny logo?
Jade Rabbit?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is incorrect. The correct
Alright,
answer
let me
is
get a
D,
second. Let me get a second. Oh.
the Destiny logo.
Of course. The opening sequence.
That is the opening
Makes
cutscene
sense.
of the original game.
Yeah.
As he takes his
Yeah.
first step and lifts his foot up, you can see the Destiny logo
I haven't.
towards the
I
back
just.
of the
I
heel.
haven't seen that. I haven't seen that cutscene in forever. So. Yeah. It's my best excuse.
I believe I have 2 more questions for you. Or 3. I have 3. This is pertaining to our clan and our lore for our new clan.
Oh, what? I don't know any of this, though.
This isn't part of the fan-made part. This is
Oh,
actual
okay.
lore. None of it's fake. It's all Bungie
Oh,
legit.
our
But it does have
carded.
to pertain to it.
The armor carded.
The Paladins Emeriti of Ahamkara.
Ahamkara. I actually know a lot about Ahamkara, or some. I know a little about Ahamkaras.
In the Great Hunt, who hunted the Ahamkara and caused them to go extinct? Is it A, the Guardians, B, the Fallen, C, the Vex, or D, the Cabal?
Guardians.
That is correct. The Guardians were ordered by the Vanguard to hunt down all Ahamkara, as they were deemed dangerous. Let's see. Which Guardian did Dredgen Yor not kill? Is it A, Jaren Ward, B, Shin Malphur, C, Pahanin, or D, Thalor?
A.
That is incorrect. Dredgen Yor killed Jaren Ward with Thorn. He then left his
I have no
son,
clue.
Shin Malphur, alive, hoping that one day he would come in revenge and that he could corrupt him, just as he had been corrupted. Later, Shin Malphur killed Dredgen Yor, coming back for revenge. He killed him with the last word, his father's gun. And as killing Dredgen Yor, he asked him, "Do you have any last words?" Last question. I will be highly offended if you miss this one. How many hours, this is not multiple choice either, how many hours did McAdoo222 play as his warlock?
Give me a sec.
No, you got 10 seconds.
Oh, jeez. On your warlock, hours wise, not days wise.
Let's go days. I'll go
34.
days. That is correct.
Oh yeah, baby.
It is 34.
Just like the number 69, 34 has seemed to pop up a lot in my life recently. Oh, there's a manatee outside.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Destiny Trivia.
Yay, no more Tfast suffering. Woo! Celebrating mode.
Tfast suffer more next week. Or next
Please
episode, rather.
Which would be next week, yeah?
Do not expect
Possibly.
an episode next week. I should say this right now, and I'll say it again at the end of the episode. The next episode will be the first week after Destiny 2 launches. So that would be the weekend
content
of September, I want to say 9th? September 9th and September 10th?
I'm sorry, but Tfast will not be here for September 9th or 10th either.
He will not.
He will not. So either we'll do that before or maybe we just do it instead of on Friday, we do it a day early.
Well, no.
Guys, this is how planning happens.
We should actually
do it live.
We should do it 2 weeks after. We'll make that the second official episode, and that will give us over a week of playing the game. Maybe we can even complete the campaign mode, possibly.
I mean, if it's anything like Destiny 1's, we probably could.
We're gonna get to that topic here in a minute.
Oh, I'm dying.
With all that. Alright, come back and sit next to me, Tfast.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to die. I spawned in the... Okay, I'm coming. I see you.
We got some topics we need to get through before we close.
Alright.
Alright, let's start real quick. We've already pretty much gone over these things, so these are things we can pretty much breeze through rather quickly, I think. Weapon mods and shaders.
Are you kidding me? No!
Every weapon now, as seen in the beta, seems to have its own mod. Not primaries, but energy weapons and power weapons, and the mods seem to be the elemental damage of which the gun uses.
No! Why? It's not hard. Like once you hit the ground, you just don't move. Why are you?
Weapon mods seem to be a way to change the gun's elemental damage in the moment. if you want to take down a solar shield and your gun's void, if you have the mod, it seems like you might be able to change it to solar. It adds new variety
thank
to the
God.
guns and a way to edit them, and it is interesting. And shaders, which are, you know, a big part of Destiny. People love shaders. You love shaders, Tfast?
I love shaders. Do you not see my awesome pink and yellow shader?
It is very vibrant. Yes. And shaders now, you're gonna love this, Tfast, can be equipped on every piece of armor and weapons, and your ghost, and your ship can all have shaders. And
I like the ship, but I am scared of the every piece of armor because I'm afraid that that can easily be locked behind the paywall.
I am afraid of that. Microtransactions are a dangerous addiction for video game developers. But we'll see how they do.
Yeah, and for the people who actually spend money on it. Like, I'm about to go buy some stuff in Overwatch, like, later tonight, so...
Yeah. And they know
it's an addiction.
They know
Yeah,
that.
they know! They get you and then gone! Boom! Money! Poof!
But the
Just
shaders
snap
can
twice
now
for no
be
reason.
Equipped to every piece of armor. So you can have 2 different shaders equipped to your boots or your gauntlets. If you don't like the way it looks in your helmet, you can change the shader you have on your helmet and keep all the same for your gauntlets, chest piece, and boots. So I found that interesting. Thought we'd go over that real quick. We're gonna breeze through pre-order bonuses. Every pre-order for Destiny 2 receives the Cold Heart rifle. It pretty much shoots an ice beam out of it, just a constant beam of energy. Pretty much a laser. It is just a laser rifle. So we'll see how that one does. And you also get the Kill Tracker Ghost if you pre-order from specific retailers. And have you heard about the Kill Tracker Ghost, Tfast?
Absolutely no.
The Kill Tracker
Nothing
Ghost
at all.
has half of it on the top is a Vanguard shader, and the bottom half of it is a Crucible. And on the bottom half it will show your Crucible kills in Destiny 2, all of them, and on the top will show all of your PvE kills.
Wait, so how do I get this gun? How do I get this ghost?
You have to pre-order from specific retailers. I believe GameStop gives it to you if you pre-order it from GameStop. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. Look it up.
I really hope so, because I kind of already pre-ordered.
Yeah,
I pre-ordered and all these other stuff come out.
But Cold Heart
like-
does come with every pre-order.
Yes.
And it'll be interesting. I don't think they'll just give it to us. I would think they'll give us a quest to go get it, just like they did with the Iron Gallahorn.
Well, Iron Gallahorn, we got it, but then we weren't allowed to use it.
That's true. They
We,
might
like,
do
needed
that.
attunement.
Or they might just
So, I
give it
wouldn't be
to us,
surprised
lock
if-
it, and then have us hit the max.
Yeah.
level. Yeah.
But that's like a taunt. Especially if they give it to us at like 3 light, that's gonna be irritating.
But it is not available to others until, I believe, December. I think December is when it becomes available to every other player.
Yeah, but here's the other thing: is it's not gonna be super overpowered. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it like that.
I don't.
So
expect
who
it to be,
knows?
no.
Yeah.
Cool
So who
It's
knows?
different. New type of gun. Never seen it before. Other than the Sleeper Simulant. We've seen that. It's sort of similar. It's not
Yeah.
a constant rate of fire though, but it is similar. Let's see. Next topic. We gotta move right along. New subclasses. What did you think of the new subclasses? We have Sentinel. We have
I can only speak for Sentinel and Arcstrider. Sorry, Pole
Arcstrider.
Dancer.
well,
I will say that Sentinel is pretty epic. I like how basically it's 2 supers in 1, and kind of wish that more supers were like that. You could pop that Ward of Dawn on accident by holding it just a little too long, or you can get the shield on purpose.
don't know how many times I did that.
One thing that I just found a little sad so far is just kind of like the Hunter and the Warlock have their long range subclasses. Titan really doesn't have that. So on bosses and stuff, you're just going to be popping a Ward of Dawn pretty much. Unless you're dealing with ads, it doesn't make sense to try and DPS the boss with your slam or your shield. Like, you only get one charge to throw, and I know there's a perk where you can get 2 charges, but let's be honest, those are going to take a long time to get.
Yeah.
So that made me a little disappointed. But I'm going to say that it was extremely fun to play overall. Like, I ended up towards the end of Destiny 2 not playing on my main account, my Hunter, nearly as much. I started playing a lot more on my Titan, and really got more defined playstyle down. My Hunter, it was just like random. I'd run in and kill myself on purpose half the time. And with my Titan, it became like a get in, get out sort of thing, and I liked it. And I feel like Destiny 2, while they don't have Titan skating, still has an essence of that to me when I'm playing Titan. And I just tend to like it better. I do not know. I'm gonna try and main Hunter, but I might switch to Titan pretty quickly. The only thing about Hunter that I'm disappointed in is just the lack of pole dancing that you can actually do when you pop the super. It's not sexy. It's like you get more clothes on when you do it. Like, the blue lightning covers you up more. There's less of your, like, body showing. And already in Destiny, you, like, never see skin from your Guardian. So, just, like, in general, my one request would be, well, one, female hunters need to be able to get, like, really down with it when they pop that pole dancer. And the male ones, depends on what you like. Let's just say that. I will say that I love, unlike McAdoo, I love the dodge ability for hunters because of the melee kill nade, like, perk you had on, I want to say Pole Dancer is the one that has this, where, like, you get a melee kill, you instantly get a nade, and then when you throw the nade, and if it gets a kill, you instantly get your dodge back, and if you have the right dodge on, then you can dodge, and if you're near an enemy, it instantly recharges your melee. So that is that is really fun to do, assuming that they keep that. I loved just the dodge ability. I've missed when they got rid of the double dodge. That made me very sad. The double shade step, like, that was so much fun. And I feel like it wasn't really necessarily a huge issue because you have the long range melee and warlocks in D1, and the shoulder charge from Titans in D1, which probably won't even, like, be a thing in D2. But hunters had the least of everything, and they got rid of the one really good and fun part about it, and they increased the cooldown with Shade Step, which I found irritating, and they never reverted it. But I guess it's not a bad thing for D2 because they nerfed everything else. I like that ability of all of them probably the best, because I didn't find myself using my Titan shield very much unless I was in Crucible just to lock down a corner. Like, I didn't use it for actual protection or anything. It was just like, don't come over here, there's a shield, there's no point in shooting through here.
Yeah.
That was all it was. Like, I felt like it was pretty much pointless. Like, maybe in the full game there's going to be more reasons to use it, but I didn't see it. Like, Hi,
Chaz.
My mother says hi.
Hello. Let's see. You didn't play on the Warlock, correct?
No, I did not. Not at all. But I don't see that as being super appealing. Like, it probably was better than I think it is. It's definitely better than the Titan Shield. It has more usage.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Warlock for a minute, because I did play on Warlock. The new Dawn Blade, it was fun. It was enjoyable. I 34 hours I played on Warlock, I would say about 95% of them in Destiny 1 I played on Sunsinger with Rez. I just said 34 hours, 34 days on Warlock, about 95% on with Rez, with Sunsinger. And to be completely honest, I'm quite surprised I didn't miss it. In the
That
beta,
surprises me.
I did not miss it. I actually enjoyed the ability to constantly attack and throw the sword and to, you know, just completely just destroy the enemies with it. It was fun, and
That's
we're gonna
tracking
get,
ability, yeah.
yeah, the Nova Bomb does. We're gonna get to that here in a minute with old subclasses that have been revamped. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Sentinel now real quick. The things I liked about the Sentinel was the fact that you can pop Bubble, or the Dawn, or you can pop Shield. The fact that they have the Sunsinger's old Flame Shield perk with their melee, with the exception that with Sentinel you have to kill the enemy to get the overshield with your melee. And the unique thing about it that I noticed, that was not ever mentioned by Bungie as a glitch, was that on everyone's Titan, regardless if your melee was charged, normally when you melee someone with a charged melee, it uses it, correct?
Yeah.
But with the Sentinel Titan, it seemed that even if your melee was charged, it did not consume it unless the enemy died from the melee. So that meant you always got your overshield eventually from it, if you just kept meleeing an enemy, because it would always recharge your melee instantly unless the enemy died.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember all the buffs from the melee. You get overshield. I think you got reload bonus, reload speed bonus, and I think you get a weapon buff for damage. I don't recall. There are 3 different buffs. Or 2 if you're not counting the overshield with the melee.
What did you like?
enjoyed.
Did you like having the? Because I know you didn't play like any Titan in Destiny 1, so it might have been a new experience. But do you see my chest piece?
I see it.
Did you like having the Twilight Garrison for Warlocks?
The dodge ability,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to that when we go over class abilities, because I'm gonna bring that back up
Oh.
with
Okay,
the
okay.
Hunter dodge. But yeah, I did like it. All right, let's speed along here. We're gonna go over old revamped classes real quick, subclasses. Let's see. Obviously, Ward of Dawn they threw in there. To people who like the Defender subclass.
I thought that was the best decision they made with that
Yeah.
subclass, though.
Yeah,
Like not
I
getting
really
rid of
liked
that.
I like the
Like
new
that was
graphic
so
effect on
smart.
it. It's
Yeah,
larger.
it looked awesome.
You can watch it like slowly deteriorate as it takes damage, like little holes
And
in
it's
it,
not like
particles.
super overpowered. Like other people
No.
can now go into it without the worry of
Yeah.
like being destroyed.
Yeah. Try to think. Striker subclass. I like that now it's not just one. You have multiple attack that you can use with it, multiple hits. Well, that was
Yeah.
good. That was always a problem with it that I had, was that, you know, you miss the first time, you're done. You're done with it. You can't use it again.
Yeah, but that's also Nova Bomb.
But now Nova Bomb, thank you for bringing that up, because now we can transition to it. Nova Bomb tracks.
You're welcome. I planned
And
it.
has
I
very
planned it.
aggressive tracking. If you've seen the video on YouTube, someone was streaming, and they threw Nova Bomb, and it tracked a person in PvP across the entire map. Around
Oh my
pretty
God,
much the
what?
entire map. It just tracked him. He was busy jumping around in circles in the air. It was just moving around in his path, following him, just making the same motions that he was making. It was slow, but yet it was able to keep up with him. It is large, and there's also an ability on Voidwalker now that allows you to just shoot it, and it'll explode when you shoot it. So if it gets close to him, but it's not gonna detonate on him because he's just a little bit too far away, you can detonate the Nova Bomb yourself and have it damage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that is a perk. I don't know if that's with the tracking on that tree. I don't know if it's on that same perk tree with tracking. I had to see. I would think it would be, because I don't know why you would shoot it if it's just falling out of the sky. I don't know how that would work. I would think it has to be on tracking. What the other subclass? Gunslinger?
You have the Hunter, Gunslinger.
Didn't
Which,
really,
as a Hunter
I think it got
main
worse.
in Destiny 1, I am utterly disappointed
Yeah.
in it.
I think it got worse.
DPS-wise, it just... Oh my
They-
gosh. If they don't have a Celestial Nighthawk to, like, fix it... Also, I don't want to waste an exotic on something like that. But, damage-wise, it just felt disappointing.
They nerfed the damage.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really play it that much in PvP because of how much of a letdown it was in PvE. So I don't remember if it was a one-hit kill in PvE. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, in PvP. I'm pretty sure it probably was.
It was.
But I just didn't ever want to try it. So what you have there is the potential to get 6 kills, but honestly, it's 4v4.
But you have to take into account, they did not increase the time that your super lasts. You get 6,
Exactly.
but you don't have the same amount of time that you should have, that you would think.
They fire
increase it,
faster though. They fire way faster.
but they do less damage.
Yep.
And the melee was still bad, still weak.
I like the throwing knife.
I like it, but it
because
takes
of the
skill
perk of
and-
if you get that headshot kill, you get another one instantly.
but
And so
hunters do
if you're
have the
good at
weakest
it,
melee.
if you're good at it, then you're great at it, basically.
Yeah, it is a skill, aiming the knife when you throw it.
Is it a one-hit kill? I can't ever remember.
Headshots.
I don't think it is.
In PvP, it's not. I don't think
In PvP
PvE
it's
is
not.
either.
PvE definitely is to like the weaker.
Like dregs, things like
Yeah.
that. Some shanks, if you hit them in the right spot.
Well,
But in PvP, it takes
well,
down their
yeah.
shield if you hit them in the head, and it will take down some of their health as well. Moving right along. Let's see, where are we? Class abilities. All right, let's spend a little bit of time on this, and then we can speed through some of the other stuff because it looks like we can get through the other stuff pretty quickly. The class abilities, Titan and Warlock, were team-based, you would say, right? You'd probably agree they were team-based.
Yep.
I mean,
They're
Warlock-
more team-based.
Yeah, Warlock can
Yeah.
place a rift that you can heal, or you can get a weapon buff, while Titan can pop a shield in the moment. That's not Ward of Dawn, but it can block doorways in PvP if you're getting surrounded. It will disorientate enemies if they walk through it.
I found that
for
out the hard way,
small-
by the way.
If you walk through the larger shield, it will damage them.
Also, when
I-
you're crouched behind the smaller shield, it automatically,
It automatically
reloads your weapon.
Yes, I really like that. Although I
That
did
one,
like-
that was fun. I just wish that I had. I wish there was more usage to it, because
Yeah.
you don't usually take cover in Destiny
yeah.
like that.
I found in PvE and PvP, I preferred the larger one. It had more cover.
Yeah, same.
For
yeah.
the strike that we got to play in the beta, at the very last stage on the last platform, I preferred the bigger shield that I can just pop up and hide behind when the boss was there shooting at me. I could use that to heal up and reload. So yeah, I did prefer
Yeah.
that.
I used Word of Dawn then too. I never popped my shield unless I wanted a death sentence.
Yeah. The Warlock rifts were okay. I liked them. They weren't bad. They buffed pretty well. They gave decent buffs. Still
I will
team
say though, their graphic effect makes it hard when you're not the Warlock to realize that it's been placed necessarily.
well, they have
from,
the same graphic effect as the what is it? If you remember Vault of Glass, the goblins.
The Fanatic.
Yeah.
It's
killed
the same
them.
thing, different color.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not, because it's a different color, it's not as noticeable to your teammates. I found
Yes.
that when I played with a Warlock, 95% of the time, I'd feel like they just never used it.
Especially on the Vex
When they
map
probably
with that
did,
strike.
yeah. Oh
Because
yeah,
those
totally.
fanatics were in that mission, I believe, weren't they? At the end?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So if they pop
and
it just looks the same.
I remember I died to one. And I'm like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Like this is a Warlock's thing. Why did I just die?
Yeah.
And then I realized it was a Fanatics thing. As the Warlock popped it on the other side of the map, I'm like, are you
That's
serious?
funny. I can just-
Are
I can
you
see that.
serious? Right?
Yeah.
Rage induced right there.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Hunter. You're probably gonna hear me rant because I hated it. I've already ranted, so I don't know if I need to again.
Did you
Time's
like
sake.
Shade Step though? Let's
I love
establish
Shade Step.
this.
But the dodge is okay. But when it comes to it being the class ability, and it's not really a team-based ability.
But no, I'm gonna pause you right there. Sorry. I want you to think of the definition of the hunter, the lone assassin. Like right there, it just tells you. And then also think about for a second, Destiny 1 vanilla subclasses. All right, you got it. Warlock and Titan both had support classes. In a way, I would establish self-res as a support, kind of.
Hunter's
It was
like
more
light dance.
team-based. That wasn't a support though. That
It
wasn't
had invisibility. You could go and revive your teammate.
it wasn't a support to the extent that Voidwalker ended up being. And there's a lot of theories that because it seems stupid to everybody that they would release a game without 3 subclasses or with 2 subclasses and a third one coming like next year. Like it's probably coming sooner than we expect. I mean sooner than anything has been said.
For paid
So
DLC.
I don't necessarily.
Well,
If
they're
it is,
definitely doing
then
that.
it's going to be the first expansion, I think. I think that it would be
Get paid
stupid
for
for
it.
them not to. Yeah, maybe. But it would
I
be
don't see
stupid
them
for them
doing
not
that
to have
for
it
free.
sooner than later. And in that case, Titan's probably going to get a long-ranged super. Warlock is going to get probably another another mobile super. Because Hunter and Titan have both mobile supers, and Warlock has the Void, the Nova Bomb thing. And Hunter will probably get the support style of subclass.
But
It's just the trends that you see. Like
let me
I think
ask
that
you- let me ask you about Shade Step. When you Shade Step, can they shoot you?
I
In between
have died
Shade Step.
mid Shade Step very many times.
I recall in PvP you could not hit them during Shade Step.
I'm pretty sure that they
Until they
changed
came
that when
back.
they nerfed it. Because I have
Because-
killed and been killed in mid animation of Shade Step. When you could double
Well, that's
Shade
probably
Step, I don't
lag.
think you could get hit.
I think that's probably lag.
If it is, then man, lag is even worse than I thought with the servers. But I really, truly think that they changed it like when they nerfed Shade Step.
And it just the Warlock has a dodge, and it's not a class ability. It's just a little add-on to him, and yet the Hunter has to have the dodge, and it's their class ability. They don't get it as an add-on.
Well, but it does something different. It can either reload the weapon or recharge the melee instantly. Which, by how slowly the
little
melee
tiny-
would build up.
Their weak little melee they have.
Hey, that doesn't matter when you're in a fight against weaker enemies and you're just spamming nades and melees.
I mean, I
Because
can reload
that's
the
what
gun
that's
on my
what that
own.
is. Like that gameplay aspect is really fun, and they included in there. Do you remember Fellwinter's? Or no, there was Amplify or something. Not Amplify. The Warlock Storm basically had an ability where melee kill would recharge your nade, and a nade kill would recharge your melee.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Okay, so then also if you put on Felwinters, you could basically do unlimited nades. Like there was a whole loadout selection where you could basically just unlimited nades, unlimited melees, and it was an insanely fun playstyle with that character. I'm thinking they wanted to duplicate that, but not to the extent of being as overpowered as it truly was. By the way, we've been here so long the sun is setting.
I don't know, man. I don't like it. I didn't like it. It didn't make sense to me. The other two I know what you're saying with them being the lone type character, but they didn't get the team-based thing. They haven't had a team-based thing other than Blade Dancer and being able to go invisible.
I would argue that Blade Dancer is not, and that Voidwalker is, because if you're going off the thing of invisible, we have the armor piece for that, or we have smoke for Night Stalker. And Night Stalker's super just means increased damage to anyone trapped in the tether.
Night Stalker's gone now too.
Yeah, but it could be coming back.
That would be really bad of them to just use the old subclasses, in my opinion.
Yeah, but it's going to be updated just like Golden Gun or anything else has been.
Yeah. But, what was I going to say? I had something at a point. I don't remember what it was now.
It's because I counter-argued it and shoved it into the ground.
Oh, you just
I'm sure.
me and now I can't remember.
Exactly, I win! Haha! Oh, yeah. Oh, we in.
What was it?
Oh my gosh, I just realized there's footprints in this game. That's why it cost 160 million.
Yep, that's 100 million on footprints right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, right there.
If you look closely on the heel, you can see the Destiny logo.
God. Look at all my footprints. Look at all my footprints.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. They got rid of Blink as well. Not only did they get rid of invisibility, but they also got rid of Blink for the Arc Strider.
I never felt like Blink made sense with that character, though.
I loved Blink with that character. Because that character.
But did it make sense?
The character's supposed
because
to be like a badass. And Blink
yeah,
just
but
made him that way.
Maybe, but at the same time, it was a warlock ability, really. And truly, like, they put it on the hunter first, but once they put it on Stormcaller, it just made more sense because it was like a mystical space ability, and warlocks are all about the.
It was on Voidwalker.
Oh, it was. That's right.
But Hunter.
They overused that. Let's be honest.
I know. I'm not saying this means a whole lot, but in their live-action trailer, they made Hunter was displayed as the guy that could blink.
I still feel like it just makes more sense on a warlock than it does on a hunter.
I don't know.
But at the same time, I also think that Twilight Garrison makes way more sense on a Titan than it does on a warlock. Like just a tank being able to dodge like that.
They didn't do hunters justice in the beta for what they had for them.
Okay, let's be honest. Hunters have been the most underpowered of the subclasses for a long time because. Like we've already discussed, their melee is
and they did.
Their melee is super underpowering.
They managed to take the worst class in the game and make them worse and buff the other two. So
you know what's funny though? You know what's funny though? You still have more people who play Hunter than anything else.
Because it's still fun to play as. I mean, I'm not saying
it's the most fun to play as.
It is fun. But it's not team-based. That was the point I was making. I didn't like it because it wasn't team-based. I still enjoy it. It's still fun. Oh my.
Sorry, I don't get that opportunity very often. I understand where you're coming from with the team-based.
Alright.
I'm not at all disputing that. It's not at all.
We do have to move on.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna breeze through these next few. So I'm just gonna read over them. There are 80 missions and over 50 cutscenes in Destiny 2. After Destiny 1, I believe, had probably, what would you say, like 20 missions? Probably had what, like 20 missions?
It had a decent amount, probably when it was first released. I would say 20,
Yeah, I think
or
about 20.
maybe even like 12, 15.
Take into account these 80 missions are including story missions and side quests. And side quests in Destiny 2 are not side quests like Destiny 1, where it's just, alright, you're gonna give me this bounty, I'm gonna go farm the plague lands for this material for like 3 hours. It's not like that. These quests have lore in them. They have NPC characters that will talk to you, that will have cutscenes, and you'll go out and it'll pretty much just be like story mission, but it's a side mission. It's not part of the main story. You don't have to complete this to complete the main story. It's just side missions that will give you rewards. And I believe those are being counted as the 80 missions, and with the over 50 cutscenes.
Yeah, no, it is. And that's something I'm worried about, because they could easily just have like 5 actual missions and then do those.
Now they would get destroyed for that. No one would buy that DLC. Okay.
You say that, but it's really what keeps people coming is not the grind. It's not what anyone else says. It's the feel of the game. They've mastered it. It's addicting.
Yeah, you can't say no to that. The new mission layout with friendly NPC interaction is interesting.
The like with Zavala and all of them just popping in.
Yeah, the fact that
Dude, that's epic.
It should have been in Destiny 1. It was supposed to be in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
It's
you know you
something
can
that
actually kill Zavala.
Can you?
Yeah, in the beta there was like a way that if you like popped your bubble instead of his, or you threw a nade near him, he would pop his bubble to save himself or something like that, and then he wouldn't get his bubble back in time, because he works in a time basis. So it was just messing up when the AI popped it, because it's like every so often he would pop it.
Gotcha.
But the missiles would still come, and so he'd die.
It's something Bungie should have had earlier. Seeing that Activision does have Call of Duty, and Call of Duty missions do have NPC characters that move alongside you during the missions, that fight alongside you.
Yeah, but sometimes they're stupid. You know, like this was done right, where it's not like they don't make it to seem like Zavala is helping a ton. He's there to protect you, and he shot a couple. He actually did damage to the Cabal.
I would love to have companion NPCs in the game, to be
I would
completely
too.
honest. When Destiny 1 came out, just real quick, I'm gonna make this comment. When it first came out, I thought the ghost was gonna be like the ghost from Killzone Shadowfall, where you can pull it out, it'll hover over your shoulder, and it'll shoot enemies with you. It'll cover your six, it'll cover your flanks. And it didn't. I thought that would be more useful than it opening doors for half an hour while you kill waves of enemies. But
Oh, there was a meme recently of someone like, "What is my purpose, Father?" And it's a ghost, and it's like, "Your purpose to open doors."
Alright, we gotta move along.
Yeah, we're
High-level
really
activities.
late.
Not allowing loadout customization for high-level activities. They will become locked. How do you feel about that one?
Say that again.
When you go into high-level activities, such as certain strikes,
Oh, you can't change your
nightfalls,
Yeah.
can't change your subclass, skill tree.
That is one of the things that is going to mess me up so much. I'm going to hate that, because if like something's not working and you're dying, like what do?
I guess you have to restart, go back to orbit, and try again.
And that's stupid.
It's best.
And I also heard that every strike is gonna. I've also heard that every strike is gonna have a time limit.
That is the next topic. Thank you for leading us into that.
Yeah.
Times.
I'm afraid of both of these things, because this could be something that utterly destroys the game, because the people who aren't serious, the casual players who keep games going,
It's time
are
nightfalls
not going to return.
and specific strikes. And the rumor is that timer is around the 15-minute mark.
Ooh.
I
Really?
believe Nightfalls now, in order to get the extra
I heard that
reward or
it
something. It's like
depended
30.
on the strike. It was different
Destiny
times for
1.
each strike.
Yeah. But that would make add an extra layer of difficulty to the Nightfall if it was 15 minutes. Yeah, that would. And I feel like Nightfalls are definitely made too easy in Destiny 1. After year 1, they were definitely dumbed down.
They're still not easy though. Like I didn't play year 1's
Year
Nightfall,
1,
so
if you died, if your entire fire team died, it sent you back to
you'd
orbit,
restart.
you had to restart the entire
no,
thing.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, this new version still isn't easy. It's easier, but it's still not easy.
I love
Don't
the
get kicked for
difficulty to
AFK.
it.
I know you do. I'm just saying, like, for someone who isn't at your level, it's not nearly as easy as you just made it out to be currently.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Alright, new revamped patrols. Destiny 2 does have new revamped patrols with side quests, lost sectors that are pretty much like dungeons. You can go down into the lost sectors and find a boss to kill, and he has a chest that you can open and get loot. What else do they have? New regular patrol missions that you can go ahead and run, like in Destiny 1, that have more depth to them. Anything else? Can you think of anything else patrols have now?
Just more variety. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been announced yet.
That's true. Let's see. Here. Map sizes. The European Dead Zone is supposed to be, I believe they said, over twice as large as the largest map in Destiny 1.
Which, of course, was not the Dreadnought.
Definitely. Definitely wasn't. But that's interesting. Seeing that there are 4 different maps. That one's almost twice as big, and it has, I don't know if they're including the underground network that they've hinted at in that, but it's interesting. We'll see how good the maps are.
I've always wanted to go to the European Dead Zone ever since we had the
Crucible
map, the maps for it. I've always just been like, why are we in Russia?
That's true.
Just basically like of all places that they chose, like what the heck with Russia?
Yeah,
Russia is not the most common place to choose for a video game setting, especially a futuristic one. Like, where the heck did they come up with Russia?
Real quick, your impressions of the farm social space? Is it as good as the tower? What do you think of it?
It's different.
Different.
I haven't actually gone. I wasn't able to be on when that was available to us. So all I can really say it's different, and I'm looking forward to playing soccer.
I got a
and
chance
finding
to play
whatever else they have.
For a little bit. It's unique. There are a lot of very quiet areas. There's even a spot that you can run through the forest with all the trees around you. The soccer area was nice.
I see myself, because like right now, for example, we've been in this thing probably over 2 hours. What's our uptime? Do you have that?
It's about 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Yeah, this is gonna be split into like 2 podcast videos. But like, I could see me when we're doing stuff like this, just messing around in the soccer for hours on end and being happy with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be something fun to do while we discuss things.
Yeah.
It looked good. I thought graphically it looked good.
Well, the whole game looks good graphically, so.
Oh, it has the same graphic engine as D1. So I mean,
Wait, are you serious?
The game looks pretty much the same as D1. A little bit more detail because they could push the engine a little bit further from not having to be on PS3.
It's the same engine?
The same engine. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
3 years was not enough time at all to make a new engine.
The lighting is really what must be killing it then, because that's what I thought. Like, when I was looking at the game, I'm like, oh my gosh, the lighting in this game has like gotten really good, but I just thought like it was lighting and graphics.
Well, if you go to the Plague Lands and the Iron Temple, you'll notice the graphics are better. The snow graphics are better. The lighting is
Yeah,
better.
they're still
'Cause they
not.
can push
They're
that.
not the level that they did it for Destiny 2 though.
Well, they can push the engine a little bit further, but it is the same engine. 3 years was not enough time at all to make a new engine.
They're probably working on a new engine for D3.
I would think so, if there will be a D3. Which brings us to our next question. Will Destiny 2 last as long as Destiny 1? Over, under 3 years?
If they're smart, I think that D3 will come out in 3 years.
So you're saying it will last, Destiny 2 will last with the player base for 3 years, like Destiny 1.
What I'm saying is that D2 will last as long as D3 doesn't come out.
Okay.
I'm saying that it will last for 2 years, and on the 3rd year D3 will come out. Instead of this one has kind of actually been 3 full years.
Yeah.
But I think that is too long for any game, especially we're probably going to be getting new PS4s soon. Like not PS4 Pro, I mean like an actual like PS5.
Will come out, I would say, in a year or two before D3. I would say D3 will be a launch game for PS5, possibly.
I would not be surprised.
Because Destiny 1 was supposed to be a launch game for PS4, but it was delayed a year.
So, but so like with that, I don't see Destiny 2 lasting past when we get a new PlayStation. Like why? You know what I'm saying? Just why would anyone?
Yeah. Last question, and then we will wrap things up. Do you think Xur will be in Destiny 2?
Yes, but not maybe not in the same form that he's in Destiny 1. And my reasoning for this is just because Trials has been leaked to be called Trials of the Nine.
Yes.
So I feel like he's gonna have more of a story essence. I hope that there's gonna be someone to replace his like role in the game, I guess.
As the black market dealer.
Basically, yeah. Ooh, what if Rahul got on that? That would be hilarious.
I think he will be. I think Xur will be in the game.
That, or we're gonna see more of his species because of like Trials of the Nine. Like we'll get maybe a female Xur as the Trials of the Nine sponsor, I guess.
Oh, we'll see. I think he'll be in it. I don't see how you.
I don't see him not being in it, especially they just released pop figures with Destiny, and Xur's one of them.
I would think he's gonna be in it. It's whether or not he will be selling.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
If he'll be coming every
just like how Saladin became just a nothing.
Yeah, he went from Iron Banner to standing in one spot for the rest of eternity.
Makes his character so much more boring now. Man, Xur's gonna be boring one day. Can you imagine when we actually go to like where he lives and he just stands there forever? He's gonna be so boring.
Alright, I didn't answer if I think it's gonna last as long as Destiny 1. I don't think it will. I think it will last only about probably about what you said, about 2 years. I don't see it lasting 3. 3's pushing it. The changes
3 was pushing it with this game. I don't know how. Actually, I do know how. The only reason that this game lasts was PvP. PvP trials.
The live team put in a lot of free updates there at the end that kind of kept it alive, and
but the reason that it kept on going and people still knew about it is trials on Twitch is like that's why Destiny's like Destiny 2 is about to come out. It's like the 4th year of Destiny, and Destiny 1 is still one of the top games that people are watching because of trials.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Mhm.
Even though like a ton of people don't like playing the game, Trials is so popular for people to watch.
I think it won't last as long, mainly because of their sacrifice for PvP.
Maybe not.
I think that the fact that they've made that new weapon system and the response by the player base and most players not actually liking it because of their sacrifice for PvP is now affecting PvE as well, and the player base does not like it in PvP. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt them a lot. And if they stick by it, I think it will lower that time span of how long Destiny 2 will last in the long run. So we'll see. We'll find out. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Okay.
All right.
So, I think that about wraps it up. That concludes our conversations for this episode. The next 222 Fast Chat episode will arrive in, what would you say, Tfast? That's about, let me look here, a week, 2, 3, 4. It's about 4 weeks.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. If the dance video starts like actually like really happening, then it's gonna be a lot longer, guys. And let's also put it this way. It's gonna be worth it. The wait will be worth it.
So the next
if we're working on that
episode will arrive in about, right now we're gonna say 4 weeks. That would be over a week. It would be the second week of Destiny 2 after it releases. Not that first weekend of September 9th, but the weekend after that. That's what we're shooting for right now.
And who knows, maybe we'll do it again sooner, but no guarantees in any which direction way. Any which way. Why did I say which direction? What the heck?
Stay tuned to McAdoo222 TV and Tfast Faster on YouTube for more Destiny 2 related content. And if you enjoyed this video, click that like button. It's not hard, it's easy.
And if you didn't like this video, on my channel at least, he hasn't condoned this, make sure you slam that dislike button. Wow, did you disconnect?
Oh, I'm surprised.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
Right?
Click the like button. Okay?
You know what? On my channel, I don't want you to like it at all. Just slam that dislike. That's how you tell me that you liked it.
Alright, well, my
Wait,
channel,
can I get banned through that? Can I get banned through that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't tell people. Yeah. Okay.
With that, signing off, I'm McAdoo222.
And I'm Tfast, 14 parentheses, Tfast Faster.
Thanks for listening, Guardians.
Close parentheses.
I'll see you next week.
Oh, see you next week. Yeah, woo!
Next week.
Wait, but not next week.
4 weeks. So I'll see you in 4 weeks.
Eventually. Like, we'll see you eventually. It's gonna happen.
Okay, bye.
And hopefully it won't be 2 hours. Okay, bye!